Whoa! Oh no, this podcast doesn't have an official intro. Well, relax, guys. It's because me and Patfan are right now. We just got done with PAX East, so this is kind of a special edition podcast.
Yep.
It's just me and Patfan today. There's no Overlord. We are just so thrilled. We just got done with PAX East.
Yep.
It was our first convention, so today we're just going to be spilling the beans to you guys. We have a lot of awesome shit that went down, so excuse the slightly poor quality, and we don't have an official intro. Forget it. We're going to talk about PAX. So we've got a list of things.
Yeah, this is mainly just, we're in a hostel, we're recording this on an iPhone, it's on a chair, and we're sitting on our beds across from each other talking.
Drinking vodka.
Yep, so
Absolute citron.
It's a very organic kind of situation, but I think that's what makes it exciting. We're going to, like Christian just said, we're going to talk about the trip. And then, some point later, we're going to talk about everything we experienced, we're going to talk about everything and kind of what it means and industry stuff as we normally do. So,
yeah.
Christian,
so, dude, let's start off.
Thursday night.
Thursday night. Was it Thursday night?
Yeah, Thursday night.
Dude, okay, one of my favorite moments during this trip was we met the living Tombstone.
Well, no. Thursday night, from the very beginning, the Battleborn party.
Oh, dude, I thought we were just going through the Battleborn party.
Well,
that was not Thursday night. So the first night we got there, here to Boston, rather, we went to the Battleborn launch party. At Candy Bar. It was called Candy Bar. It was like pretty risque exclusive nightclub here in Boston, and it was a blast. We got to play the game a little bit. Patfan was killing it. Were you playing as Miko?
Yeah, no, I was playing as Shane and Oryx.
Oh, Shane and Oryx. That's right, dude. You were slaying with them.
Well, it's funny because I skipped the line. We were really drunk. Like very drunk. I say this to just illustrate the stupid things we did.
Well, it was like open bar.
No.
It wasn't open bar.
We bought shots and drinks for all our buds, and then it was came out to $140, and we're like,
it was a lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
But it was worth it. Yeah. This whole trip was a once in a lifetime experience. So we had to buy drinks for our buddies.
Yeah. And I don't mean for the night. I mean that was one round. It was $140.
Yeah. That doesn't show that we're high rollers.
No,
that just shows how expensive they were fucking charging those drinks.
And I was just like, dang, we're in Boston now where everything is expensive as fuck.
Oh my god, that was ridiculous.
Anyways, so I skipped the line, played some Battleborn with Shane and Oryx. We had access to every character, so it was cool. There's some swag. Developers were there. It was hosted by IGN as well. I got to meet Ryan McCaffrey, for those of you in the gaming journalism world, or IGN. We got to meet him. And Skull also broke it down on the dance floor. Okay,
this part, I'm going to get real with you guys here. So, I don't even know. If you guys have seen American Wedding, when Stifler gets on the dance floor and just busts out all of his fucking weird, obscure dance moves, that's basically what happened. If you follow us on Snapchat, you probably saw it. It was not my proudest moment, but it was a good time. I think that was the essence of the situation, is that it was a good time. But basically, I ripped open my shirt and I almost threw a girl onto the dance floor. Yeah. I tried to pull her into the crowd with me. I was trying to go for Dirty Dancing, like Patrick Swayze, some sexy ass shit, and it did not pan out like that. It did not work. No, it did not work. But
so I got it. I got it on camera. So this is
motherfucker.
This will live in infamy, and it is. If you're catching this eventually on YouTube, it is looping. We have the whole Snapchat story will loop during this video. But so that was Thursday night. So
that was the worst. Waking up in the morning that next day and realizing that I did that was one of the biggest sinking feelings of regret that I've ever had in my fucking life.
But you forgive and you forget.
You forgive and forget.
Anyway, so we had Friday morning, and we met a guy.
Yes. Is this where I talk about Living Tombstone?
Yes, let's talk about
it. Living Tombstone. So you guys know who Living Tombstone is. Holy shit. we were hanging out with Cam from Video Game Rap Battles, one of our good buddies, and he's hanging out with this dude. He's just like, oh, this is Living Tombstone. And you probably all know Living Tombstone for one of the first Five Nights at Freddy's songs of all time. It's the most popular Five Nights at Freddy's song on YouTube.
Yeah.
And he knew who we were, I think, because Cam was like, oh, these are JT Machinima. He's like, oh, it's very nice to meet you. He's Israeli.
Israeli, yeah.
And he shook our hand, and I told him, like, dude, I've listened to a lot of your songs. Like, I'm a huge fan of your productions. And no joke, he just fucking bowed to me. He bowed. That was one of the most elegant and beautiful things ever. It wasn't like a mockery or anything. Like, this was a genuine bow. And I was starstruck, dude. The Living Tombstone bowed to us, to JT Machinima.
He was easily the nicest guy.
So humble.
There. Nicest and humble, and for a YouTuber with 1.6 million subs, I think, definitely was pretty awesome.
It was incredible. What a wonderful human being. So we just had to we just have to shout out Living Tombstone for that incredible interaction.
I have an idea how to divide this. So we're gonna break it up and talking about sections: the games, the performance, meeting the YouTubers in Polaris as one thing, and then the Funhaus stuff.
Sweet.
I think that's how we can kind of break down our experiences there.
Let's break it down. Where next?
Let's talk about YouTubers just off of that. So we met Nate Wants to Battle. He recognized Christian's voice. Very nice guy.
Yeah. It was a short interaction.
Very short. We got his autograph.
Yeah. We got 2 autographs, one for each of us.
We did.
Complimented him on his video with Matt Pat, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
He had that video. The Mangled. It was the Mangled video.
I haven't seen it, but
yeah, it's cool. He has Matt Pat in it.
I haven't actually watched his stuff, but I think he's kind of like a rocket.
Yeah, it's on. Yeah, he's got like a rock. Like Oh, he's great, dude. He's got a phenomenal voice.
Well, and then we hung out in the Polaris booth a bit because of the performance, which we'll talk about later. But so we got glances at some guys, and one of them was Jacksepticeye and Markiplier. Didn't get to meet them.
That was at first, at least.
But there's a happy ending to this story.
Yeah.
So there was a Polaris party, and we ran into Jacksepticeye, guy with green hair, Irish accent.
Yep.
He said something funny about his accent. Christian, do you?
So we went because we performed at Polaris's booth, even though we're not with the Polaris network, we got to go to the Polaris parties and get to hang out at the Polaris booth. So when we went to one of the Polaris after parties, we saw Jacksepticeye there. And our buddy Cam from Video Game Rap Battles, who's with Polaris, kind of introduced us. And he was just a super friendly guy. And I complimented him on his accent. He was like, oh, yeah, a lot of people think it's fake. People think I'm faking the accent. I was like, why? Like, why would people think that you're faking an Irish accent? I just thought that was really funny. That he said that like a substantial amount of people think that he fakes his accent. Which, like, you're Irish or you're not. Like, what?
Well, that's funny because we met, what was his name? O'Danny?
Oh, shoot. I don't remember his actual name. He's someone else with Polaris, and he does 2D animations. He's known for his
Onegi,
I
yes,
think.
He's an animator. He did some Harry Potter animations, right? He has a lot of subscribers too. He's very popular.
Like over 1 million subscribers.
But so it's just the funny comparison with his Irish accent is
this dude is also from Ireland, but he was brought up not to have an Irish accent. So this dude is
Irish.
He's Irish. He literally has a visa to work in the United States. But he's like an Irish. He's Irish. Yeah,
he's from
Irish.
Ireland. He lives in Ireland.
He talks like us. He's just like
weird.
yo.
He was a funny dude.
Yeah, I asked him where he was from because I expected like like New York or something. And he was just like Ireland. I thought he was pulling my leg. I honestly thought he was pulling my leg through that whole conversation, but he was not.
Well,
so
from there, we got into different than the booth. We went to the VIP kind of like green room for all the PAX people. Mainly a place for Markiplier to hide, honestly.
Yeah,
is what that's for. And so we went in there because Cam was like, hey, Markiplier's in here, come now. And so we did.
We ran down to that room.
We ran like just like little girls, pretty much.
Dude, it was like Home Alone when they're trying to get to the airport, and like we were sprinting to this room because we found out Markiplier and Jacksepticeye were there. So
we get there and he's not there, and we hang out a while because Markiplier can't move around the floor without getting recognized. So he has to stay in that room pretty much the whole time and only go from point A to point B, and that's it. So we knew he was going to come back, and he did.
Because we were debating leaving that room too. We were like, shit, should we wait here and see if Markiplier comes back? Because if he doesn't, we're wasting our time. And sure enough, not that long, a couple minutes later, he came back, and it was just this small room in the entire convention center that Markiplier most likely spent most of his time in.
Yeah, which sucks.
It kind of sucks, yeah, because like we even saw him after that. Later on, we saw him during the day because I recognized a couple of his Polaris buddies, and that's the only reason I saw him, because he had a hat down and like sunglasses, and that's the only reason.
Don't give away his disguise.
Yeah, don't give it away. And I saw he has to go in surrounded by a posse.
Yep.
And this isn't like an A-list movie celebrity. Like, this is a YouTuber celebrity. So it just kind of puts it into perspective that like YouTube has that much of an impact on the world.
Yeah, I mean,
but anyways, going back to we got to meet him. We didn't want to take up much of his time, so he was there talking to some people, and we quickly just kind of butted in. We're just like, hey man, we're fans. We shook his hand. He was super friendly. We took a quick picture, and then we were out. Because we didn't. I mean, dude, he must have taken
a lot of pictures,
hundreds of pictures.
He made a funny face in the picture, and he was all about it, and
he was a nice guy.
I told him about the remix or the music video we're gonna try to do with him at the end of summer. Shout out / sneak peek.
Oh yeah, we're gonna try to do some sort of Markiplier.
It's still
song.
Very exploratory how it'll be executed, but it will have the word Markiplier in it. I'll tell you that.
Hopefully.
And
no promises, but we're.
And he said I don't get many of those, so that's cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
it shows
it'll stick out to him, and it will be done well. So
yeah,
to toot our own horn because we're fucking sick. And we met his friend Lord Minion. On to the next guy.
That's true. Lord Minion.
Then we met Dan Hamill.
Dan Hamill, Ready Up Live. For those of you who remember our Villager rap, or for those of you who just know Ready Up Live from all of his Halo videos.
Yeah, really cool guy. Pretty tall. Not.
Dude, he was taller than I expected.
Like, he's not taller than me, but like he's a tall guy as well.
You have to put that down. Just so you know, guys, he's not taller than me. Like, I'm pretty tall.
I'm better than him in the vertical nature. But no, he was a really nice guy, Canadian. And I say Canadian because he kind of went on a rant to us about how Americans suck, and we're like, yeah, man, Americans suck.
No, he didn't go on a rant. We were in on that rant, dude.
Well, he initiated it, and we jumped in.
We got it, because America has... Okay, we're not saying... If you're American and listening to this, we don't think you suck. We just think you kind of suck.
No.
Because, okay, the whole
That's
mentality...
sarcastic, by the way.
The whole mentality behind, like, American culture is, like, a very, like, cutthroat, get-ahead type of mentality.
See, and that's what we mean. We don't mean politics. We mean just that.
Yeah. It's not like...
It's manners, essentially. It's what we mean when we say Americans suck in quotation marks.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, it's a like, you know, it's a mentality behind the whole kind of...
It's,
what's the word I'm looking for?
It's the, what do you call a dog? Like a dog's...
It's just... Let's just blame capitalism, dude. Capitalism, man. Everything is based on money and, like, dog eat dog.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Socialist governments are still capitalist to nature.
Well, yeah, it's a balance.
With a free market economy.
Dude, this is getting way too...
What is the word I'm thinking of? Temperament.
Yeah.
People's temperament is what we were talking about.
Exactly. So basically, the way basically Canadians are just...
really nice dudes.
A little more chill and a little more laid back, whereas American culture is constantly like, my education, money, gotta get money, gotta be relevant, gotta stay ahead, and it's not to blame anyone. It's just the nature of the beast.
And we're this way, and it's the next thing. It's not good enough, and it's like we're wired to the T. Like we're just wired, and it's we got to be here now. You got to be there then, and like it's crazy.
I like what you said. It's the next thing. It's always about the next thing. So, anyways, to sum it up, we had a really fucking deep conversation from Dan Hamill.
Our Green Skull.
Yeah, Green Skull from Ready Up Live. It was a short-lived conversation, but pretty damn deep. So,
yeah, we had a good time with him, and we've known him for a couple years. So
Canadians are just so chill, dude. Like, let's just move to Canada. We have so many Canadian YouTube friends.
That's what he was saying for us to do.
Yeah, he wants us to move to Canada.
For some reason. And then there's like one more. Okay, there's one more YouTuber that we met that's worth mentioning, and then there's another interaction that's not a YouTuber, but we'll mention in this segment. But the next one we met was Justra. He's a big first-person CS:GO YouTuber. He's kind of focusing on his career, and he's still doing his brand and stuff on the side. But
who was he though?
Yeah, he was our contact. He was our contact with Broadband TV. One of the best. He was. I would say he was the best besides Andrea Renee, who's also like a person in the industry, so you probably recognize that name. She used to be our person that like was in between with our network, but
with Machinima.
And then so we met Justra, and it was funny. It was at the Twitch party, and we went to the Twitch party because we were partners, and we're like, hey, maybe we can meet some people because everyone here has to be a partner. And we get in, and we don't know anyone. We have a beer. We're walking out, and as Christian, for some reason, Christian was way ahead of me somehow.
Dude, because I was ready to leave that fucking boring ass part. Because we do YouTube. I didn't recognize a single person from Twitch. Like I did not recognize a single person. It was a huge Twitch party, and we didn't know anybody. So we were about to leave.
Christian
I was ahead.
I mean, he was sprinting the fuck out of there, and I'm walking. I instantly recognized Justra, and I'm like, dude, I like to myself in my head because Christian was ahead, and we shook hands, and he didn't know exactly, he didn't make the connection. I was like, I'm John from JT, and instantly he knew who we were, and then he was like, where the hell's Christian? I was like, he's over there like a dumbass, and like Christian happened to turn around and look, he's like, oh, and then he came over.
Sup, dude? and I saw, as soon as I turned around, I saw you with this shorter, he was about my height, which was funny. I didn't expect, like most people I expect to be taller than me, he was about my height, with short hair and the beard, and I was like, oh my god, I know that face, and I sprinted right over. I knew it was Juice. I just called him Juice.
Yeah, I mean, that's his name.
That's his name, man.
Don't wear it out. And he gave us, we won't get into details, but he gave us money advice with the channel, and a lot of stuff we're taking to heart. And I mean, we talked and like kind of like, I guess like we know each other, and we got to know each other, I guess, in person. But like, for some reason, he just turned on the jets and gave us golden information. It was like, I say it's weird in the sense like who does that? Like, he gave us so much good stuff.
Dude, in all of the years, well, the like year and a half that we knew him as our contact at Broadband TV, compared to that couple minutes we spent with him in person, it was so awesome. It felt like so much more bonding. It was just a really great experience with like this dude. We really
got a sense that he was looking out for us, and that's something that we haven't had too often. Honestly, the only other one was Andrea and Joel Rubin from Funhaus.
Joel, shout out to Andrea, Joel, and Juice. All of it was just really nice. Yeah. It was nice knowing that somebody out there had been thinking of us, and he gave us some awesome advice, which we can't disclose to you guys because it's like top fucking secret, bitch. Yeah. But yeah, it was a good experience. Yeah. And so that Twitch party wasn't a total fucking waste of time.
Everything we did happened to not be a waste. It's like that kind of was the moral, not the moral, but the way the trip just went, I guess.
It all compiled. It was just, dude, it really couldn't have gone like any better. But we got more. We got more.
So
what else?
This wasn't a YouTuber, but we were walking down one of the huge crossway halls in the Boston Convention Center. Yeah. And we just hear this kid like sprinting up to us. He's like, Patfan, Skull Cruncher. And talk about it.
Dude, that was really, really humbling. So I'm quickly going to preface with there were a couple of fans who, while we were doing our live performance at the Polaris booth, had heard some of our raps or saw JT Machinima or heard the name JT Machinima and were like, oh, JT Machinima, I know who that is. But a lot of people mistake JT Machinima for one person, and not a lot of people know us by our faces. However, this was the one fan at the entire event who recognized us by our faces. And we heard this kid running up just like, oh, Patfan, Skull Cruncher, can I get a picture with you guys? Or what did he say? He said,
no, he just said, like, are you Patfan from JT Machinima? And then we turn around.
And we kind of just I was instantly just like, yeah, like, I was so excited.
We're so amped, like,
Like,
No,
and he asked for an autograph. He was just very gingerly like, would it be okay if you guys sign this? And I was like, dude, absolutely. And that was the first autograph that I have ever signed in person. Like,
I think we got that on the Snap story too, just in the loop.
Yeah. Because Patfan, you've signed an autograph for some fans before.
Yeah.
Like some fans at like a
classroom.
school, a classroom. And we've obviously signed CDs and T-shirts that we've mailed to fans. But this was the first time that I personally had ever signed an autograph in person. So it was, and I'll never forget his name. His name was Ethan. Really sweet kid. He asked for a picture with us. Of course, we got a picture with him. But it was an extremely humbling moment to have a fan recognize us in person. And yeah, dude, it was just nuts.
All right.
But just to tack onto that, it was cool that there were some people who didn't know us by our face, but as soon as they found out that we were JT Machinima, they were like, "Oh, you're JT Machinima."
This includes YouTubers, and also includes we met I think his name's Mango Tango. He's a Minecraft YouTuber, and he knew who we were, so that's
he didn't know when we met him. He was like, "Who are you guys?" So I was like, "John, Christian," and
he was drunk every time he came by us at the party. He's like, "John." Well, Timothy, Machinima, and he would point at us both. He's like, cool, dude.
You know our names now. Good, congratulations.
But I mean, it's so cool.
But I remember we introduced ourselves just as our normal names, because we don't go around introducing ourselves as our gamer tags. So we were like John and Christian. And then Cam from Video Game Rap Battles was like, oh, these are JT Machinima. And he was just like, oh, wait, JT Machinima? Oh, I know. Like, that happened at least 2 or 3 times throughout the event, which was really cool just to know that we were known to people. Definitely. Like, even if not by face, like by name, which was really cool. But also shows we got to get our personalities out there. We got to start, so people know who the fuck we is. The departed. Bastin.
We're going to talk about that later. So, but there was the Polaris booth, which we kind of were able to get in there, and it was just a VIP. I don't say this in print.
It sounded
VIP. But it's essentially a VIP booth where people can go relax, where there aren't crowds, and there were places in the convention center, but it was like couches, iPhone chargers, drinks, and
they had like a
quieter.
Fucking disco ball spinning in there.
So that was cool, and that's where the concert was, and that's the next topic of conversation. I filmed it. I got in front of it. I got to see it all. We have the audio. We're gonna put video together. We're gonna get the feed. You guys are gonna see it, but I really mainly can turn this kind of chunk over to Christian, and I can facilitate anything.
Yeah. So this was the first time for those of you who have been listening to or watching our videos for however long, this was the first time in the 8 years we've been doing this that I have ever performed one of our raps live, and it was incredible. I was terrified before going on stage. You remember, John?
You were shaking.
I was shaking.
There was some pee going down your leg at one point?
Yeah, there was a little bit of pee, a little bit of diarrhea running down my leg. My palms were sweaty. My knees were weak. My arms were heavy. There was vomit on my sweater already. Mom's spaghetti. I was nervous, but on the surface I looked calm and ready to drop bombs. But I kept on okay, I'm going to stop there. That was enough of that. Seriously, I was terrified. And this was the first time, because I did a lot of theater in high school, and being on stage, was a natural thing for me when I was in high school, but this was a different experience. This was, brand new. It had been years since I'd been on stage. And it was a small stage, this was in the middle of PAX, but it was a small stage, like in the middle of like one end of the convention. So it's not like I was in front of 80,000 people. But it was still, once I got up there, it really felt natural. I was up there with Video Game Rap Battles. I was with Cam and Mateo from Video Game Rap Battles, and we all had some really good energy going. And it just went really well. The one thing that sucked is that I was not prepared for rapping at that volume. Yeah. Because I had prepared to rap at a certain volume, just kind of like, I need no introduction. I hope just like normal rapping volume. But on that stage, you really have to project for people to hear you, even when you're holding a microphone up to your face. So if you guys get to watch the live performance, you will see me at certain points absolutely running out of breath. But I think that made the performance even more authentic and I guess kind of more exciting, even though I was about to pass the fuck out.
Hey, it sounded all good on my end.
Dude,
so.
I'm happy that that's the case. And people seem to enjoy it too, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, I think Jacksepticeye even was there, and Markiplier was apparently showing some
Markiplier
kids
he
there.
had gone through, yeah.
There was also Disney and Polaris, Disney and Verizon execs.
That's what one of the producers at Polaris told us, that there were Disney execs there and they enjoyed it too.
So people enjoyed it.
So as long as people enjoyed it, that's all I care about. It was terrifying to do at first, but like I said, once we all got on stage together and started doing it, it was just fun.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of fun. And after doing it that one time, fuck yeah, I would love to do that again.
Yeah.
Love to. Oh my god. So good experience. Good experience.
Right. Just to quickly recap, or not recap, forecap? How do you?
Forecap?
What's the opposite of a recap?
Like
Forecap.
we're
Preview.
recapping, but before.
No. It's like, so just a preview, I guess is the word.
Okay, preview. Yeah.
I just wanted to add, we have a whole Battleborn section we want to talk about.
Oh my god.
And then we have Funhaus, and then we have games we played. But I think it makes more sense. Let's do Funhaus first. And then we'll do games and Battleborn after.
Yes, good order.
So
Funhaus.
So let's
start
at the beginning. So we were both very excited to see Funhaus now, and so we were walking around, like anywhere, even at the airport, and we're always like, there's Bruce, there's Adam. It'd just be like some person who looked very vaguely and shittily similar, and so there was that. And so we're walking, or we went to Convention Center one day or before it happened, to check out the views and stuff, and then we left, and Christian's like, dude, there's Bruce, and I'm like, okay, or did I see him first? Was that the Adam one?
No, it was Adam. I said.
Well, one of us saw Bruce first, too, on the first day, or before the first day.
Oh no, it was the first day. Yeah. I think it was. I saw him first.
Okay.
No, I saw him first.
I think every time, but it was always Christian making the damn joke, and it was always Christian seeing them first.
Yeah.
And he's like, "There's Bruce." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, bullshit." And then there's Bruce walking outside.
Because from a distance, he looked like a normal dude.
Yeah.
And Patfan has shitty fucking eyesight, like absolutely shitty eyesight, so of course he couldn't see. I knew it was Bruce, though.
Yeah.
You didn't, and I got some joy in that. I kind of got off to that.
Well, I mean, I didn't. When I saw him. I didn't.
But you didn't know, dude. You're like, is that Bruce?
No, that's not how it was. It was.
I like to remember it.
It was you setting up the joke and me having to take the time to be like, oh, okay, that really is him then. But. So then we walk out, and we happen to cross paths with him. I froze up, and then Christian said, hey, what's up? We're going to meet up, and he was a cool guy, and that was the first person we met, actually.
Yeah, we just gave like a really, because like, you know when you see somebody who's that well known, they're going to get bombarded, so I just gave him a quick like, hey, Bruce from Funhaus, cool man, we're going to be at the fan meetup, and he was like, oh, thanks man, like, we'll see you there. And that's it. We didn't even stop. Like, we both kept walking in our opposite directions.
And then he went to an Olive Garden after that.
And then he went to an Olive Garden.
Probably took a lot of mean farts and shits after that.
God, he probably blew his ass out.
We have more about that later. There's fun. It's like there's little intricacies that kind of worked out. They're just funny.
Yeah.
But anyways.
No, let's talk about Adam now. So the first time we saw Adam.
So we were going up the stairs, and Christian's like, there's Adam Kovic. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And then... I was like, oh shit, there's Adam.
Because earlier that day I had made the same joke, like, dude, that's Adam Kovic, like casually said it. And there was just a dude who vaguely looked like Adam Kovic. And I mean vaguely, like, had short hair and a beard. Like, didn't actually look like Adam Kovic. So then we were going up the escalator. I looked over and happened to actually see Adam Kovic coming down the escalator. And I was just like, oh, there's Adam Kovic.
Well, then I looked up, and I think he looked at one of us for a while there.
Maybe he definitely made eye contact.
And I just looked, and I was like, oh shit, there's James, there's Elise. And we saw them just going down the escalator as we were going up, and it was like this weird moment.
It was a weird moment.
But we saw them, and that was cool. And
that was the first time that we had ever seen Adam Kovic in person.
Yeah, and then the next thing is we went to see the Rooster Teeth panel, where Bruce was on it, and that was pretty funny. We got to see Jeff and Gus of Rooster Teeth. Those are pretty much the main guys. Besides another one, which I can't get the name right now. Bernie Burns is the third co-founder.
Yes. Yeah.
And so they talked, and that was cool. I don't really know what it was about. It was kind of like a shout out to their conferences, really.
Yeah.
But
it was really cool for me. Like, I do not keep up with Rooster Teeth and all the stuff they do. Like,
they do a lot.
Ruby. I
can't tell.
I don't know what that is.
Is that a TV series or a game?
I have no idea. Like, really, dude. When I think of Rooster Teeth, I just think of like the first couple seasons of Red vs. Blue. Like, that's all I really know about Rooster Teeth. I know they're like a network now, and they do a lot more than that. Like Achievement Hunter, Rage Quit, all that other stuff. But like when I think of Rooster Teeth, I think of like the first couple seasons of Red vs. Blue and how much that fucking entertained me as a kid.
And they've like
being able to see these guys, these iconic voices from like Tucker and Caboose, and hearing them like just speaking. Not that was Caboose even there? I don't think he was.
I don't know who played what. I just know I hear the voices.
I know
that Gus was
Tucker.
Gus was Sarge.
Sarge, yeah. You recognize a couple of... Just hearing these voices talking on a panel and seeing their faces was so cool.
Yeah, and that was cool, and we're going to actually go shout out... We're going to try and go to RTX this year. And, because Rooster Teeth is legit. And they said that they want to be all things gaming. When you hear the word video games, they want you to hear about Rooster Teeth. Yeah. So, that's pretty bold, and they're doing pretty damn well. They had a full booth, they had a booth as big as Microsoft and Sony, if that tells you anything.
Yeah, dude.
So that's pretty cool.
They were all... Dude, all those booths were slanging their dicks. Yeah. They were all just fucking slapping their dicks between their knees, and like, Rooster Teeth was right up there with them, dude.
They were up front, in the middle.
It was really impressive. Really impressive. Especially thinking back to like... Dude, going over to your house when we were kids and just watching Red vs. Blue, and now seeing those guys and how massive they are.
It's insane.
It's awesome.
They really done a lot of smart things.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then we get into the Funhaus panel, the full panel where everyone's there.
Yeah.
And
we almost didn't get in,
which was scary.
Yeah.
Very scary. But we got in.
Patfan's anxiety was really kicking in.
And the panel was Funhaus. It was shitty in the best way possible.
Yeah.
The opening 10 minutes was some video. I don't know what the fuck it was.
Dude.
I don't know what it was.
It was refreshing. Because the only panels we had been to, not that this is a bad thing, but the panels that we had been to were all about like, game development, what we hope to do, our goals, and like how we came to be what we are and all that stuff. And then Funhaus's panel had none of that. It was just constant laughs and just stupid, weird humor the entire time. They kept showing clips from The Departed. Departed.
Well, they're like
Leonardo. They kept showing the scene of Leonardo DiCaprio getting his head blown off from The Departed.
Well, so they kept showing it, but what they did was they would tease that they're showing exclusive footage of new episodes, and every time they clicked on it, every single fucking time, like 8 times they set it up. And then when you
it was the Departed clip of Leonardo DiCaprio getting his head blown off, and they showed that at least 20 times, dude. And it was fucking hilarious. Like it was such a funny panel.
Well, the theme of the panel is that it was about this blender called the Gender Blender 2000.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't about it, but Adam pretended to do
he pretended that they were being sponsored by this weird blender, which I didn't really get.
Well, that's the point.
Dude, honestly, the funniest part of that panel for me was seeing the people who were getting offended leave. Like, during the really sexual things, where there were maybe a couple people, like a mom and a couple of older people, who just left during the panel because they didn't know what they were getting into. And when they left, the people on the Funhaus panel would call them out. They'd be like, oh, looks like somebody, trigger warning. I remember Bruce said that during one person was leaving. He was like, trigger warning, which is, it was fucking hilarious.
James made a Prince joke. He's like, do your best Prince impersonation, not moving, or something terrible like that. And then, 2 kids promptly got up and left.
Oh my god. That might have been when Bruce was like, trigger warning.
Yeah. And then it was just some quick highlights. They did some read-throughs of The Departed with fans. And
which I didn't really get, but that's kind of why it was funny, because it was so obscure.
Yeah.
Like, that's their humor. It's just really fucking obscure.
Then Bruce sung a demo disc song. It was a parody of a Jonah the Jonas Brothers, Jonah Hill. It's a parody of Jonah.
Nick Jonas. The Jonas Brothers.
I don't know. I don't know this.
Dude,
I don't know
come on.
I don't
you
know
gotta
the
know
Jonas
this,
Brothers.
dude. The Jonas Brothers. That was a thing back in like 2004.
Whatevs. All
Dude,
right.
It's Nick Jonas. The other Jonas Brothers are irrelevant.
We got to see some legit exclusive footage of the Red vs. Blue episode of Rooster Teeth, and we got to see it for about a minute and a half.
Yep.
And then we saw Leo get his head blown off.
Yeah. So they teased it, thinking that they were like, "Oh, look, now that they're part of Rooster Teeth's like."
Oh, they've always been. They were the first.
Gotcha. They were like, "Look, we've done our own rendition of Red vs. Blue," and it started off with this clip from Halo 3 Machinima.
Yep.
And some Halo 3 characters walking around, and then halfway through the skit, it cuts back to the clip of Leonardo DiCaprio getting his head blown off.
And that was the panel.
That was the end of the panel. It was just like a perfect anticlimactic finish to the panel. And
they fucking crushed it.
They did.
It was the shittiest panel I've ever been to.
It was. But the thing is, out of all of the people who left during that panel, there were maybe 6 to 8 people who left.
It don't sound like there was droves leaving after every joke.
Oh, no, definitely not. Virtually everybody who was in that panel knew what they were walking into, which was perfect, because it was the perfect panel that you could expect from Funhaus.
So we went to the meetup after, and we got to meet every single one of them, so we'll just kind of go through our experiences with each one.
Oh, yeah.
So first, we met Bruce. So Bruce comes out of the bathroom. And
comes out of the bathroom. Don't say that lightly, because we saw him. Okay,
go into the bathroom.
We saw him. First of all, this meetup was in the Boston Children's Museum, which is a weird location. No alcohol, which kind of sucked. But whatever. Doesn't mean you can't have fun without alcohol. Yeah, right. So we saw Bruce go into the bathroom. And we were kind of lingering,
We were already in the area, and we're like, okay, let's see where Bruce goes. And then, okay, that must be where they're lining up for the meet and greet.
So we were, trying not to creep on Bruce, but we were totally kind of creeping on where Bruce was going to walk out. So we were kind of lingering there, knowing where he would walk out. And sure enough, we saw him walk out fucking 20 minutes later, dude.
He took a 20-minute dump.
Yeah, dude. He must have been, and he's known for, blowing out his ass and, having irritable bowels and shit. So he came out, and I happened to be laying
So Christian's laying on this weird clam. I don't know how to explain it.
It was a weird clam, and I was laying on it Titanic.
And Christian's like, go over to him. I was like, okay.
Tell him to draw me. I told John to tell him to draw me.
And I walk up to Bruce, and I'm like, hey, man, can I ask a favor? And he's like, yeah, man, what's up? I was like, see that guy over there?
And as he looked over, I unbuttoned my top button and kind of revealed my chest.
And I was like, he wants you to draw him. And he just looked. He was so confused. Like, I'm not a great drawer. And then Christian came up and we
anti-joked him with his own humor. He was caught off guard. He was just like, what?
Gotcha, Bruce. Anyway, so we talked to him, told him that we knew Joel. We told every one of them that we knew Joel because we knew Joel. That's
we knew Joel,
common thing.
So he was super friendly. We just shook hands. We told him that, we used to be with Machinima. I was really honored to meet him. And we were fucking idiots and didn't get a picture with him.
He was the only guy we didn't get a picture with.
So we shook his hand.
And we moved on to Lawrence. Met him, and we told him we worked with Machinima, and he just seemed so genuine and humble, and he wanted to. We got pictures with him, and it seems like he wanted to talk to us.
And then I fucking fucked it up. Well, I didn't fuck it up. So I have this paranoia of seeming creepy or overbearing. So we just got a quick picture with him, and I was just because there were there were a lot of people around Lawrence.
Yeah.
So
we kind of cut them too, just to get a quick picture.
We did, we did kind of cut them. So we shook his hand, we got a picture, and then I was just
And you finished that thought.
I was just all right, dude, well, and I kind of jokingly gestured to the crowd around him. I was like, all right, well, let the next people jump on in. And he was just like, oh, okay. And I, almost like he expected us to talk more, and I was just like, well, it was really nice to meet you, and then we shook his hand and we left. But, I felt bad, it was almost like he was expecting to talk more to each fan.
Yeah.
So, not that he was upset. I'm sure you think that he was up late at night, I wonder why those guys didn't talk to me more.
I don't think he was. He was like, okay.
No, he was just kind of oh, I guess they don't really want to talk. Not that he fucking cared at all, but It just shows how humble he was and
also easy
how
to
much
talk
he
about.
enjoys talking to his fans.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
So
and
Lawrence, and it just, such a friendly face.
Yeah.
Such nice eyes, dude. He really does have nice eyes. Really nice.
We say we cut, like we were cutting. We weren't really, just these kids weren't aggressive. I mean, they were timid and they maybe, it sounds really assuming.
Fucking pussy ass bitches.
I guess something to that degree. So we're like, well, I'm not going to sit here and get cut off by people who are a little bit more brave than you, so we're just going to cut you and, like, do this. And so that's what we did with Adam.
AKA, get the fuck out my way, pussy ass bitch.
So that's what we did with Adam, and he was like, what I liked about him was everyone he talked to, he told a story.
Yeah.
And so Christian likes muscles and being jacked and stuff. So then,
well, dude,
from that point on, you talked to everyone about muscles.
Muscles, I did, yeah.
Like,
I did. Well, okay, I'll be honest though, dude. All of the Funhaus guys, for those of you who like Funhaus, all of them look way more jacked in person than they actually are. Aside from Lawrence, no offense, Lawrence, I love you, dude.
I think he's getting jacked for something.
Okay, good for him because I love Lawrence.
He's a video.
Dude, he's a handsome guy. Like, he really is. But, like, all of them are way more jacked than you would expect.
Anyway, so you told Adam that Matt was actually. You're like
no. I just said to Adam. I shook his hand. I was like, you are all more jacked than I thought. He was just he looked at me weirdly. He was like, oh. I don't remember what he said. He was just like, thanks, or whatever.
Well, then you're like, hey, Matt, he's jacked. And he was like, oh, yeah. We were like a con once, and he came out of the bathroom, and...
and he was in his boxers, and I was just like, wow, I'm gay now. That's a direct quote from Adam Kovic. And wow, I'm gay now.
He did those stories with everyone, and that was just kind of a cool little thing that I noticed, and they all in their own way, they kind of, like... service the fans with like a different attribute. I don't know how to word it, but like they did that.
Well, dude, remember what Lawrence said during the panel. Quickly bringing it back to this. Somebody asked during the panel, "What is it like having to play these overzealous or these over-exaggerated personas during your, skits and shows and podcasts?" And Lawrence and I don't remember exactly what they said, but basically Lawrence and James said, like, we are, we're older now. We know how to, we aren't really playing characters. We are just being ourselves.
Yeah, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah. So it's not like they're having to play these characters, and when they're at these meet and greets, it's not like, what would Lawrence on Funhaus say? I better think. Like, they are literally just themselves.
Yes, and that's key, and...
Like, that's how you get fame.
Yeah.
Is just being yourself and
just a following.
Yeah. Not fame, but
just
that's how you get success, is by being yourself and getting a following from that.
Well, you don't be an asshole and work hard is pretty much what it comes down to.
Yeah. Especially in this day and age where fan interaction is key to anyone's
Well, we're selling the Adam thing. He was like, yeah, he's a hardworking being. He's a good person. And like, I'm just gonna go there. I was like, dang, you really might be in love with him.
Wait, what was it?
He was like, he's a really hard. Like, he gave him like these compliments.
Oh, to Matt.
And he like said it with such a to us talking about Matt.
Yeah.
And he like said it with such a tenderness in his heart. It was like,
you can see that they all really care about each other.
If you want to know, but yeah, definitely that, and that's a great thing and why they're successful. But if you wanted to continue the gay joke, I guess
the gay joke, yeah.
Where I was
what we're trying to say here. Adam and Matt may be having a gay affair. Let's start it, dude. We'll become like
TMZ.
TMZ. We'll be like TMZ
of the Let's Play community.
Yeah. Adam Kovic, Matt Peak, gay affair. Whoa! So who do we meet next?
We met Elise. It was very brief, soft spoken.
She was so sweet and cute. Oh God.
And that was.
Dude, I don't know who
brief.
I would steal from who. Like, I would love to steal Elise from James, but I would also love to steal James from Elise. I can't decide. It's too tough.
Well, can't skull decide. We'll find in the next episode.
Next episode of Gamefinity.
And then we met James next, and he's James. I mean, cool guy.
James. Really
he talked to us.
My God, I'll tell you guys, like, his eyes are just as pretty in person.
You feel very good when he's
You
looking
do,
at you.
and it was so funny. They all had their own kind of spots set up in the children's museum.
They were all very organic, but then James
had a backdrop because
he picked the backdrop.
He picked like this balloon, like this pretty elaborate, like yellow and black backdrop where people were taking pictures of him. It's like they totally set that up, or James subconsciously set himself up there to get that nice backdrop because he's the pretty one.
Yeah. Well, Christian talked about muscles some more.
I did again.
And then we talked about...
I joked, I said, what did I say? I was like, I don't even know if he laughed. I was like, I gotta do a couple push-ups before this picture to get a pump. Dude, he has a really nice chest. Did you see his chest?
I look at people's faces.
Dude, okay, well, this guy's chest was like, he wasn't even standing up, like, straight. Like, I mean, not that he doesn't have good posture. He does. But, like, you know, he was just standing normally. He wasn't puffing out or anything. And, like, his chest, dude, the buttons on the front of his shirt were stretching, man. James has a well-developed chest. I bet you he puts up 225 for reps.
Probably.
That's saying something.
Well, and then we dropped the Joel Machinima stuff on him. It's like, yeah, Joel's a nice guy. We should talk about Joel. It was
yeah.
We don't, okay, we're not like friends with Joel, but Joel was a guy we knew. He vouched for us, and we're very thankful for that.
It was a good like subtle like push into Funhaus. Like, hey, guess what? We had an in with one of your guys.
Exactly. And so we just talked about Joel. He was a nice guy. Made money jokes because he's Jewish, and he helped us make sure we got paid. And then we finished it off with Matt, and he talks a lot more in a social setting.
He does.
I don't know if it's like a. I think his character is misinterpreted as an introvert. He's very much like a yoga like. He's just very wise and calm, cool and collected. Like that's what he is. He's not introverted.
No, not at all. Because like he was having really good conversations with all the people in front of us in line to meet him, and he had a just as big of a line for people to meet him as everybody else did, which was really cool.
He was working the Rooster Teeth booth a lot, selling merch too, which is cool.
Yeah. It's just funny because like I'll be honest, I have not been following Funhaus nearly as long as John has. I've only been following them for maybe a month, couple weeks, like, which is not that long, but it's only taken that long for me to absolutely fall in love with them. But like, even in that short amount of time, I've gotten to see Matt and be like, oh, he's the like, you know, the quiet one who never really contributes during the podcast and stuff. He's always kind of the almost comedic, quiet.
He always finds his out in it. Whenever he's in, he finds his out and he's gone.
Yes, and he's gone. But it was cool to talk to him because he talked to us almost more than anybody else.
He talked to us about how he wants to eat and like eat well and not drink, I guess.
Yeah.
Because he's not as cut as he wants to be, and he's like, yeah, like after a couple. Well, the funny thing is, after a couple of years, I can't say no to cookies or something like that.
Dude, it was on this. We were on the same exact plane, because I told him I'm in the same boat. So I gave him some advice. I told him, you know, just drink vodka instead of beer. That's what I do when I'm cutting. For all you guys who are cutting out there, boom! Advice from Skull and Matt.
From Patfan.
From Patfan.
Yeah, anyways, not really. So that was Funhaus, and that was really awesome. So, video games, that's why we were there.
Video games. What did we play?
So, first off, we played, I think it was Lawbreakers the first thing we did? Or was that the second day? Did we play anything our first day?
Dude,
we played World of Tanks our first day.
World of Tanks, yep.
And we met Brian, who was a guy within World of Tanks, and he asked to take a picture with us, which was cool. He's
the community manager within World of Tanks. He helped us put together the World of Tanks music
Which is why it was so authentic, which is a cool thing. And honestly, really, really, really helped. So we owe him a lot. And he's so thankful for it too at the same time, so that's cool. And he recognized, we walked up to him after we went through the line, played World of Tanks for a bit, got our asses handed to us. I was the only one to get a kill on my team. You were the only one to get a kill. We all got butt fucked. We went to see Brian afterwards, and we walked up, he looked at us, he was like, oh, I know who you guys are. And we just hung out with him, and then at the end of our conversation, he was like, can I get a picture with you guys? We were like, fuck yeah. Like, he asked to get a picture with us. That was so cool. I mean, that was just another cool moment right there. Oh, it was such a cool moment. And now we can jump quickly to a lot. We'll go through the games fairly quickly because we're running a little long. Yeah. And we want to talk about the last thing. Yeah. For sure. So we jumped to not Battleborn, sorry. Can't hit myself. So we jumped to Lawbreakers, and that's an awesome new game. It used to be free to play, but now it's a normal game actually, in terms of you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And it's made by the guys who it's made by Cliffy B, who used to make the Gears game. He started a new studio, and it's an online shooter, I guess. It's a really cool game. We both played it.
It's another kind of character shooter.
It's a semi-character shooter.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to stray from it, but it's kind of going. It's there, but there's a lot of good design that goes into it.
It's definitely unique in its own right.
And we played it. We won. I got MVP.
I got LVP.
No, you did well. You started off with a double kill.
I did. I started off with like 2 double kills. I think I got like 2 double kills, and I hit my stride, and then I just fell off the grid. I still got 9 kills though, which is better than the fucking worst guy on the other team. So I wasn't the absolute worst.
So we won, beat those douchebags.
And what did we get?
I got an MVP. We got a Chrono T-shirt, it's limited edition. Never will ever be able to be gotten.
Yeah.
So that was sick. We went to their panel. They talked about game design. It was enlightening. We won't dive into that too much. And then we played Overwatch today.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. It took a while to get used to, and it was on console controllers. I think it's going to be a lot better on PC.
Dude, it's going to take me so long to get used to because I got nothing. Like, it was fun, it was cool, but I got nothing but ass fucked.
Yeah, you got to master a class.
Oh my god.
And once you find a class, you just don't have time within those demos. But I focused on Reinhardt and the Reaper, and that worked out well. And that was a lot of fun. The first 5 minutes sucked dick, I'm not going to lie. But once I got the hang of it, it was fun. And I was doing some cool things. And
I did a couple cool things, but for most of the time I was getting ass fucked. But we got to skip the fucking line. Because Patfan had the balls to go up to the media booth thing and was just like, yo, like, we made this music video, and do you think we could get in? And luckily, one of the girl who was working at the media thing was just like, oh, how does it go? And Patfan kind of recited part of it to her.
It's sorry. There's a girl singing in it, and the line goes, "The Overwatch is coming." And then I'm exaggerating my monotone, and then I was like, "Oh, we're JT Michelle." She's like, "Oh, okay."
And then the dude, I remember looking over and seeing the dude just being like, "Oh yeah, going." And then we just walked in, and the dudes who were right around us in line, not that they were talking shit, but I remember kind of hearing them like,
they were pissed that we got to skip.
They were like looking over at us like, "What the fuck?" And like we're trying to act. Well, we were trying to act a little bit humble, but like, how could we act humble?
I wasn't acting like I was like, what?
We were so hyped. We just got to skip this fucking like 2-hour long line.
And,
oh my god!
There were 2 huge games at PAX, and it's Battleborn. The one we'll get into later. No big surprise. Yeah. But it was Battleborn and Overwatch that our raps got recognized for. So that's dope.
Yeah,
anyways,
so let's move on. Wait, what time are we on the podcast? I'm getting so... Because, dude, this is getting self-reflexive of the pod. Didn't we up our data storage? So we're good, right?
Yeah, we're good. We can get this under 60 minutes. No problem.
Oh, yeah, we're good.
So then we jumped into... What did we jump into? Doom?
Yeah. Oh, that's the other game we played.
And
we
played Doom. We played the beta. It was more of the same.
It was nothing new to us.
Well, it was. We played it on console and it was sluggish, so I was kind of underwhelmed. But it was still fun. Yeah. It's definitely a lot better on PC. PC Master Race is fairly a legitimate argument.
Even I, as a console player, can kind of agree with that now.
Yeah. Christian's getting a gaming PC now, so and Overlord has one too now at the office. So. Yeah. Anyways,
Doom was awesome. We played on Xbox, but I could definitely see from in our last podcast when we played it on PC, it was much faster paced. So
it makes a big difference.
It does
for those kind of games, especially like Lawbreakers was mouse and keyboard, and it was great that way.
Yeah.
Last game that got played, I played alone. It was the Total War Warhammer game. If there's any Total War fans in here and you're worried about it going in that direction, rest assured, it's the same old game, and it's awesome. All right, so Battleborn.
This, honestly, the highlight of the trip. Needless to say.
So
this was Friday.
Let me just prelude this. We went to the Rooster Teeth panel, and it was a fucking huge theater, and we're just like, fuck, this place is big. And then when it was time for us to go up, okay, so let's jump. I'm going to have myself. So we got invited by Battleborn to be featured on their panel.
Yeah.
So there's that with the music video. So let's go back in time. Or Back to the Future.
What? Okay. Battleborn We had this guy that we were talking to from Battleborn, the community manager, Joe King, and we were talking to him, and he was like, "Yo, we saw
or not intended."
Joe King.
Yeah,
Is that what
that's his real name.
His real name is Joe King, and so he told us, Battleborn, they love the rap. Let's get you guys up here. So we were going to be featured on their panel. So we didn't find out until the day of the panel that it was at the biggest fucking theater at the convention center. Yep. So we got to go up there and walk right into this massive theater.
And we're like, shit.
It was mind-boggling. So we walk in there, we meet this guy, Joe. Wonderful dude. We're talking to him, just having a good time. And he invites us
as his guests.
As his personal guest to the launch party of Battleborn, which we are going to this fucking week. We are going to the official launch party of Battleborn this week. This is unreal.
So we're going to Dallas, and we're gonna be there. I don't know what to expect. We're gonna tour the studio. It's gonna be sick.
It's gonna be incredible. So at the time, we weren't sure if we were gonna go or not. So we were like, "Holy shit, we are so humbled. We will let you know." And he was like, "Well, let me know if you can go." So basically, what's gonna happen is we are going to invite you guys up to the stage. And we are going to, introduce the video, or we're going to show the video, and then we're going to invite you guys upstage and present you guys to everybody.
And it's on Twitch. We're going to rip the footage and put it on our Facebook.
So you guys will get to see it.
Anyways, so we got called on stage by Randy Pitchford, who's a pretty big
After
deal.
they showed the music video.
Oh, yeah, so they showed the music video to this crowd of
and you and me both, we were almost in tears.
Yeah, I was shaking, and I couldn't feel my legs. I was afraid I was going to fall when I stood up initially.
I had tears welling up in my eyes because we have been making this content for 8 years.
This is the best kind of recognition possible.
We were at a panel, this entire theater full of gamers, enthusiastic about this game, and our music video is playing in front of hundreds of people.
I would say 1,000.
At least 1,000. Yeah,
it was more than 400.
Fucking
it was
huge.
Way more than 400 because they made a reference about that earlier.
Yeah,
but that was sick.
And not just these people, but the developers, the head developers who made the game.
Yeah, the team leaders and everything.
Yeah, and then after that ended, Randy Pitchford was like, "You know what? I heard the guys are here. Why don't we bring them up?" And so we went on stage, and Joe, our buddy from Gearbox, didn't tell us they were going to give us gifts. So they gave us fucking a signed what was it? They gave
a crate, like a loot crate in the game Borderlands. They gave us a claptrap, like a pretty decent.
But the loot crate was signed.
Yeah, by the whole team.
The whole team.
Yeah, Randy Pitchford's, which is like the best one you can get on your. It's just great to have his autograph.
Yeah.
Let alone the whole team.
Yeah.
Got fuckload of T-shirts. And we
Tons of T-shirts.
We got 2 copies of the game. We got keyboards, really nice keyboard from Logitech.
Which is perfect because I'm getting a gaming PC.
And it didn't have a keyboard, so I mean that saves us some money there.
Yeah.
And so icing on the cake too was Game Over Greg was moderating the panel. So
from Kinda Funny.
Yeah, Kinda Funny, and we got exposure to him.
Yeah.
Front and foremost, which is really cool. And it just maybe could be a cool thing down the road.
Yeah.
But if you want to talk about what happened on stage, or we can wrap it up. God. We don't have to.
It was pretty cringeworthy. I'll just quickly wrap it up. So I grabbed the mic on stage to tell, because they were talking about making their own raps. Like the developers, as we were about to head off stage, they were talking about making their own raps. So I went and grabbed the mic and was about to tell them, you should work with us, and I just stuttered. I just stuttered on stage. I froze. I was like, and they laughed, and Randy Pitchford was just like, oh, a real master of words, and then I regained my composure, and I was just like, sorry, you guys caught me off guard. Like, I was just going to say, I dropped pretty sick beats. If you guys ever want to get in a rap with us, just hit us up. And then Randy Pitchford was like, sweet, well, we got your contact information, and I was like, yeah, you guys should have it. And then I gave the mic back, but then I grabbed it again, and I was like, if there are any single Harley Quinn cosplayers in the audience, I'm single, and that's it. And that's all I said, right? I'm single, and then I gave the mic back, and then people laughed, and then Game Over Greg shook his head,
Yeah.
and then he got the mic back, and he was like, he totally regained his...
No, wait.
He redeemed himself.
He
Totally redeemed himself. So it was just, I don't know why the fuck I said that. It was the heat of the moment. It's the first time I've been on stage in front of that many people in my life. It was terrifying, but it was, dude, honestly, one of the greatest moments of my entire life. I think, I don't want to speak for you, Patfan, but
it was, if you look
there.
at the thing, I just have a big gay smile on my face.
Did you say a big gay spot?
Big gay smile.
Oh, big gay smile.
You know,
I thought,
like
it sounded like you said I had a big gay spot.
Oh,
I did.
yeah.
Big gay smile.
Big gay spots.
We both have big gay smiles on
Yeah.
our face right now.
And I just smiled and took my loot and was happy. So
it was incredible. So
that was our PAX East. And
that was PAX East.
That was an amazing trip. So
that's about it, dude. Yeah.
Subsequent Monster isn't here, so Christian will just silently die.
Yeah, this is the end of the podcast, and hope you guys enjoyed that story.
Silently die of
boredom.